Welcome back, guys, and let's continue with the next part. So today, plan is again the Terraform only, but till date, guys, we have implemented, or I can say, automated some of the services. And even though it's not about the services, if you know more about particular platform or particular cloud, so I had given you the approach. Okay, how you can automate the resources or the services. So whatever, guys, you use the term resources, services in the cloud, in the Terraform, services normally represented by a resource. And every resource, we have a keyword available that's called resource type. For example, we have one resource called service called EC2, and inside the EC2 of AWS, we have a subtype called instance. So in Terraform world, that instance EC2 is known as resource or resource type. So I had given you the steps and the approach. Now you can use those approach or the steps, or you can use the doc of Terraform, and whatever the use case you want to implement and whatever the services you want to automate and the way you want to create infrastructure as a code or as code, I can say, you can do it with Terraform. Okay, so a lot of advanced example, multiple different examples we had done from the first day till date. Okay, so my plan here today, because in this program or this training is obviously more about Terraform, but initial plan we had is to show you how we can use Terraform to automate multi-cloud. Okay, or I can say how we can use Terraform to connect with AWS cloud, that what we have seen, Azure cloud, or maybe Google cloud, that's called GCP. Only requirement, I believe you understood. If you have no idea about respective cloud, if you don't know anything about their services, and if you don't know about their step-by-step process, so automating those services with any of the tool, maybe of Terraform, would be challenging. So they will do lots of things for you behind the scene. There's a different point altogether, but at least basic steps we should know. Otherwise automating these platform, these services would be big deal. Okay, so what's the plan for today? Today we are going to see how you can write a code to managing the infrastructure of all the services from the Google cloud called GCP cloud. Okay, so GCP Google Cloud Platform, we're gonna use today to automate something there. Okay, but obviously the minimum requirement for this topic for today, or as a prerequisite for this topic for today, you should have basic knowledge of Terraform that you have already, and you should have basic knowledge of GCP. You guys might don't have, but I think a week ago we have shared my video of GCP, where we talk a lot about GCP from very zero, how to set up the environment, what is the organization there, what is the rules there, what is the projects concept there, okay, plus multiple services also on that cloud. So guys, I believe you guys have gone through those videos and you get acquired the knowledge of GCP. So maybe you don't require to know everything whatever discussed in my video, but just basic knowledge of GCP might be enough for today's class. Okay, so don't waste the time and let's directly jump to our workspace and start writing the code. Start writing the code of Terraform. Okay, so 1 minute, please. So I'll go to our workspace. Okay, and not this one. We had created a different workspace. I don't know, maybe this one. Maybe not this one. 1 minute, please. I have multiple different workspace here. I think this one. Maybe I think this one. Yeah. So this is the workspace we was working on. Nothing special, just a folder name. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a Google folder. Okay, because today we are going to focus more about GCP services, how we can write the code to automate GCP cloud. Okay, only prerequisite for today's class is you should have an account on Google Cloud. Okay, so we search for G Cloud or Google Cloud login. Okay, you'll get this link, or you'll get this link from here. You can go and log in to the Google Cloud. If you don't have an account, just go and create an account here. Again, it's free. I think here they free for, rather than they give you free, they give you some dollar, so you can use multiple services to utilize that particular dollar or the amount. Okay, so in my video of Google Cloud, I have discussed a lot of things there. I already have one account. I normally don't remember the account name, so I'm doing something here. You don't have to do this thing. I was trying to check my account name that I had created there. So this account I created here already with this email ID, and let me give my password. So those who don't have the account, go and create the account. If you don't know how to create the account, just go to my video. I explain you there in very much detail. Okay. So this is my Google account. So before you wanted to do anything in the Google Cloud platform, it is a GCP cloud. Maybe guys have gone through my video, but by chance, if you missed my video, let me explain you one small thing. Again, they have multiple services. So if you want to launch the instances in the Google Cloud, it is also known as virtual machine. Okay, so they have a service called compute services. Okay, so Google Compute Services is the one where you can go and launch the instances. For example, in AWS, the name of service called EC2. Here, the name of service called Compute Services, where you can go and launch the instance or the virtual machine here. Mostly, guys, here we normally use the term virtual machine, so maybe you can use the word instance. It is the same thing. It is one thing. But in the Google Cloud, one thing we should know as a core concept or as a core way to manage their cloud. Okay, whatever services you want to launch, maybe compute services, maybe database services, maybe storage services, you have to put all your services in one big box. Okay, it is compulsory, and the box name is called project here. Okay, project here. So it is compulsory to first create a project in your account. Which account? Right now I'm logging to my account with my email ID that is called root account. So in your account, guys, you have to first create a project, right? And after create a project, inside the project, you want to launch instances, go and use compute services. If you want to launch databases, go and use database services. But whatever service you want to do, you want to run or deploy, either use web UI or CLI or API or with the help of Terraform, putting everything inside the project is a compulsory thing here. Because this is the way they organize their security, they organize their billing, and some more things. Okay, it's a very quick overview. Otherwise, lots of things there in my video. You guys can go and see the things there. Okay, so from here, I'm going to start. So what you have to do, just go in the top. Okay, here I already has one project, but let me show you from very initial. There's an option called create new project here. And normally it's a one-time setup. So you can use your command line of Google Cloud, or you can use your GUI way to create this project. It is a normally one-time setup. Okay. And normally whenever you want to do automate, we normally automate the things that we keep on doing. So we keep on launching storage, we keep on launching databases, we keep on setting network, we keep on setting instances. So those things that you keep on doing again and again, there we focus more on the automation part. Project normally we create once, so I'll click here and create the project. Okay. So there's one thing. Let me also open your document so I can put all your step-by-step thing in your respective document. Okay, so this is the Terraform. One minute, please. Terraform. And guys, here these are folders. So per day basis, I am keep on uploading the till date code in this folder. So if you wanted to have the code that every class will create, I'm putting over here. Okay. So let me start from here. So first step is this thing. I'll create a project manually, but we can find some way also to create the project also automated way. But let me create manually. Give any project name. So let me give the name called Linux World Terraform project. What? Just give any name. Okay, and guys, this name is also normally whatever name you give, same name they give you ID. ID is very important. We'll use ID somewhere. Okay, so this is also the project ID. And what a project name you give, you can't change later. So give the project name wisely. Okay, that's the only thing. Just keep remember here. So the project has been created or creating, and guys, as soon as you create the project, okay, automatically you lend it to this project, or you can go and check in the top which project you are in right now. Okay, I was in the old project that I had already. So what you do, you just click on this name and click in this name that you have created. So you will land it in this project. So what is the project? Project is one box. And inside this box, we are going to create multiple services, either with web UI or with the help of Terraform. Okay, there's one thing to Second thing is, if you want to see what all services you can launch in this box or in this project, maybe you can use the word called namespace also. In this namespace, you can see in the left side navigation bar, and these are the services: compute services, network services, security, right? App engine, compute engine, Kubernetes, functional services, and ton more services there. Okay, so these are services. You can launch any of the services here, and this is the first time you guys might be using GCP cloud. So the one of the simplest and the very useful and very basic service is the compute engine services. Okay, compute services. This is called GCE, Google Compute Engine Services. And here there's an option called VM, Virtual Machine Instance. So you can think, guys, Compute Engine or GCE is like a EC2 service, and VM instance is an instance inside Compute Engine. So you can think EC2, then instances. So just think in this way. Those who are new in Google Cloud. Okay. And when I click this service first time, okay, what you will see, maybe what you will see this screen. And technically what Google is saying, they say I have multiple services. But if I use any of my services first time in your new project, okay, maybe with graphical way or CLI way or maybe API way, means Terraform, you have to first activate that service. And technically, guys, if you go to any of the cloud, maybe they're giving web UI way or CLI way, but internally, every service they are exposing to us or providing to us in our API. Maybe go to Azure cloud or maybe go for AWS cloud. Okay, but here they are very specific. They say, I am providing a compute services to you that's called compute engine, and we are giving you API. So either you want to use CLI, web UI, Terraform, you have to first activate their API. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay, so this is the second step you have to do, even though we have a command also for this. In my, I think my video classes of GCP, I have given you commands there. So you can use those commands to activate the API also. But here I'm just doing manually. If you don't do so and start writing the code of Terraform directly and start running it, the code will fail because code will connect to this API in your project and this project this API is deactivated. Okay, so to enable it, it takes maybe 1 or 2 minutes to activate the API. And guys, understand one thing, this is per project basis, it's not per account basis. So for this project, I have to enable this API. Okay, so this also I'm doing here. It takes 1 or 2 minutes almost to launch this. After the API launch, now I can use my web UI. This is a web UI or my CLI or the Terraform to launch the instance. But I told you guys always, if you want to do anything as an automated way, means you want to write a code in your favorite language. Here our language or platform will Terraform. Okay, so whatever you want to do or whatever goal you have, you should know the step-by-step process. First logically, or maybe with some kind of graphical way, and collect some of the information from there, and then slowly converting those information into the code. So first step in our case of GCP is we have to log in. And for login means we have to authenticate. And for authenticate, either we need username and password. If you as a human being log in the GUI way, but if you want to log in using some kind of code, there we need some tokens or the keys. Okay, so this is the first step we have to do. Okay, second step, or maybe I can say the part of first step, this is with respect to Google Cloud. Okay, after you log in, you have to specify which project you want to work on. So here in our case, I want to work on a project called LW Terra project. And understand one thing, guys, this is just a project name. Okay, internally, Google understands the project with the ID. So just click here. There's a project name and there's the ID. They are not always same. By chance they are same, but not always. So you just check which project ID you would like to work on. So by chance this is same in my case. So I'll go that my project ID where I want to launch my service, my service is this. Okay, this is one more thing. So after logging, you have to select the project name. Okay, so two things we require here because we are doing the things with code. First, I need a key. Same way in AWS, we go and get the access key, secret key there. Okay, from the service called IAM. Same here, we have some kind of IAM service where we go and get the key. How we'll see in a minute. Then we select the project, and obviously one more thing we'll do. There has a concept called a region here. We have to select the region, which region we would like to work on. Okay, so if you go to GCP region list, okay, you can find all the regions they have. So depend, guys, which region you want to launch your services, go and launch on those regions. Again, region have the name, but here we are more focused on the the ID of the region. So guys, just go here, you will find somewhere all the regions name whatever they have right now. So right now in India, we have one region called Mumbai. Every region has a data center, it's called a zone. So 3 zones by chance they have here. Okay, and just go and check, right? For example, if you want to launch something in Mumbai region, just go in Asia Pacific here. Okay, and in Mumbai, this is the region name, but Intel ID of Mumbai, Asia-South 1. Like in AWS world, they given AP-South 1. This guy has given Asia-South 1. This is the region name. Okay, so let me select this information. So my region name is Mumbai, and this is the name they have given to us. So we have collected this information. Okay, and by using this information, we'll go and launch the instance either manually or with maybe with graphical way. We'll see both the way. Okay, but at least do till here. Okay, let's create a Terraform code to help me do the things. Okay, so so let me start the way we had did already. So I asked Terraform, can you show me the detail of a registry, which platform or which provider you support? And by chance, guys, we know our provider name is Google or GCP Cloud. So here, guys, they give in the big box this Google platform they support. Okay, and here the name is not GCP. Name of the provider is Google. So technically, in my code, when we write a provider name, we will give the provider name with the name called Google. Okay, and obviously, guys, we always wanted to go to documents. Okay, and the first document that I'm looking for, obviously, for the login. Okay, so just go and check, does have any link there. They provide how we can log in. So here they see the reference for the authentication part. So I think this is the link where they provide how we can log in to the Google. And here, guys, they give you very clean code. So I think this is the code we are looking for to log in to the Google Cloud. Okay, so I'll go to my command prompt, command line. Okay, and in our workspace, let me create one new file. Let me give main.tf. Okay, again, you guys know you can give any name. Extensions should be tf. That's the only key. Okay, and I'll copy my code. And the way we have collected the information. Okay, so the collected information is called our project ID should be this one. That's compulsory to have. Our project ID is this one. It's not project name. I again repeating, it's a project ID. This one, the region where we would like to work on is Asia South, that is Mumbai in my case. Okay, zone is because every region has a multiple data center known as everybody zone. Either you can manually give which zone you want to use, or if you don't want to give, that's okay. They will randomly select one zone for you. The way AWS Cloud they have done for us. Okay, but again, if you run this code, it won't work because we require login and password also. That's called authentication. So just go and check the document, what process they allow for the authentication part here. So if I go down, they're talking about the authentication part, and they say there's a multiple way to authenticate. Okay, but you know, the way we used in our AWS, what we did, we go and access the access key secret key. Okay, to log in, and we put the access key secret in one file. If you guys remember, we create one local file with AWS configure command, right? And and we store everything there. Same thing, guys, they're talking about. You can go and create one access key secret key that's called token here. Okay, and there's, guys, here the concept is called service account. Just go and create a service account, and in the service account, create one key, and after create the key, you store the key in one file and give the file to the Terraform. Something like this. Here the name is a little bit different, but same concept they are doing here. So I'm just going to this process. Other process also they have to create, but I'm going for service account process. This is a better process in all the form. Okay, and how to go to this service account? They give a link here. So let me copy the link, and I'm opening the link in the same browser where I already logged in. I click here. Okay, and they give you a detailed document how we can create those access tokens and all the thing. Okay, just follow this document, do it. Or let me show you directly here. So if you want to create access key secret key, for this you have to create a service account. Okay, so for this, what you have to do, again, in the left side, okay, if you go to security, okay, in the security, you can see one link, not in security, I believe, in IAM, sorry. In IAM, again, we go in IAM in AWS also, same name they have here, IAM. And here in IAM, you will find service account. So go to service account. What is the motto? What exactly we want to do here? Right? We want to create a key. That's our final motto. Okay. So I click on service account. Okay. And this is the first time you had created this project. Okay. When you create account project first time, automatically, Okay, one service account created for you. But the condition is if you activate API, because I already activated compute engine API, or they know because this API activated, or I can say in the simple term, my service activated, or because my service activated, so I'm gonna use this service. And if somebody want to use this service, they require some login and password or key to log it. So technically, automatically, GCP has created one service account for you. Okay, and only for this API. Okay, so this service account is associated with key. Okay, so you can think is a one account name. Let's in AWS we created an account called, let's say, Vimal account. So here they created this account for you automatically. Inside the Vimal we have created a public key, private key, or I can say access key, secret key. So until they have created for you. Okay, so and this key they have associated with some policy or role, means only you can use this key for your compute services. Okay, so something like that they had done for you. So again, in my GCP training, some of the concept of IAM I had discussed you there, but they have done for you automatically. Okay, what I'm doing here from this page, let me share also step by step. I click here in this account, and motto here, guys, is we would like to download our access key, secret key. Okay, there's the option called keys here. Okay, and they say nothing to display here, so there's option called add a key. And do you want to add a new key? I say yes. So it's the same thing we did in AWS. We created one account, and this account we add with access key, secret key. Same thing we are doing here. Okay, I add key. And this time, guys, they're doing a lot of things for you. They say, I'm going to add a private key for you, or you can think as access key, secret key for you. Here it is not a private key. And this key will store in one file, and file is JSON format. Okay, so one click, everything they do for you, right? And you have to just use this file and tell the Terraform, this is the file where you can go and get your key to connect to GCP cloud. Okay. And guys, you'll see here, they will create some key for you. Okay, they also give a warning. This is very critical key. Anybody get this key, they have access on your project, on your account. So keep it securely safe. That we will do. Okay, so this key we have here. Now what I'm doing here, this key I have downloaded in my, by default, my download folder. Okay, so I'll go to downloads, copy in the folder, copy this thing, and I'll go to our document, Terraform folder, in a workspace, Google, and let me copy my key here. So the key I put in my workspace where I'm creating the main.tf file. Let me rename the key, not the key, the file name. So let me give this one -key. Copy. So this is a file name. Internal extension of this file is .json. Either you can check from here, or you can go to command line, because I have copied in the same folder. This is a file name. Okay, so this is a file name that contain my key. So I'll update my Terraform. This is the file is in your current folder only. So I'm not giving any path. Okay, with extension JSON, obviously. Okay, just use this file. Here you can find your details for login. Okay, but obviously for this we require a keyword. What keyword we have to use, I don't know. Technically I know, but let me show you from from this document. And here you can see there's a keyword called credentials, and they are very clear. If you have the content of a service account key in JSON format that I downloaded. If you don't have, there's a link, go and click here. You will finally landed here only. Okay, created, but I already created. So let me use this keyword to do the things. Okay, that's all. So finally, guys, this is your provider configuration created. Now, when I use Terraform, they will use this key to log in. They will do everything in the Mumbai, and they will put everything, all the resources inside this project. Okay, so this is So technically, Terraform say I am a neutral tool. Okay, my keyword is same, my block is same, my syntax is key value pair. Okay, or further, whatever resource type you write is again syntax same, process the same, but cloud to cloud, their concept vary. For example, in Google Cloud is compulsory to have projects. Azure or sorry, in AWS Cloud we don't have. So project to project, I added some extra keyword for you, so my tool will work for that particular project. But as a Terraform guys, you don't have to worry much about. So how to create variables, output, data source, keyword, syntax, blocks, resource type, name, everything is same. Process it. That's what guys this tool is talking about. Okay, and again the same idea. Right now, this is the first time we have created this workspace here. We created this file. So we have to first run always Terraform init command. What this guy do, they will go and look in this file. If they find any provider name, so they will download a backend, means a plugin. And right now, guys, they are downloading a Google plugin. Okay, for us, that has been downloaded. And if run dir command, this plugin has downloaded in this way. So this is the concept again. This okay. So till here, guys, we have done this part. So whatever you normally do graphically, we have done from the command line. So let's move to again our service or compute service, because my plan here to show you how we can launch the instance with the Terraform. Before this, you should know first you should know how to launch the instance graphically. So we can acquire those steps. Sorry, and put here some of the information, and those information we can put in our code. Okay, so plan is to launch a VM instance. To launching the VM, first we have to go to this service. Okay, VM instance service, and there's option called launch a new instance. Okay, we're launching a new instance here in the GCP cloud. By the meantime, they're loading. So let me go to document and ask Google document that I am looking for some kind of compute services. So I can go to filter. We have something for compute. And compute, I am looking more about the instances. Do you have something about instances? Okay. So in this case, they give you help, and you guys know difference between resource and the data source. Okay. So here we are looking for the resource. Resource like a service. And if you try to go down, they give you a lot of name here. And what exactly I'm looking for, by looking at the name, you come to know. So Google compute instance, you will find Google compute. 1 minute. This one, I believe. Okay. So Google compute instance is what I'm looking for. The compute is service name, instance one of sub part of it that exactly I'm looking for. So I click here. So they're talking about if you want to launch a service inside GCE, this called Google Compute Engine, that where exactly where we are in. Okay, so you can use this resource type. So again, the resource is this one, and this is the resource type we have. So I'll go to my code and let me paste here. 1 minute. Come on. So let me copy this block. I don't know why it's not selecting. Okay. This one. And you guys know syntax is same. Resource is a keyword. We have to give a resource type. Resource, we have to give a name. You can give any name. It should be unique, but curly brace start, curly brace close, and inside this you have to write a property. But before write the property, we should know what steps, whatever the things we need here. Okay. So for this one, I'm trying to do graphically. So first we have to give our name of the OS. Let me give the name called OS 2. Is my OS name. Okay. So let me collect this information. We have to give our OS name. Okay. Second thing is we have to give our labels if you want. Again, not compulsory, but yeah, we have to give our region name. So our plan is to is to use Mumbai. So there's a region name. In the region name, either they select zone automatically, or we can give our zone name also. But region name is compulsory. Okay, and let me use zone also. We have to use a zone also. Second, guys, we have to give our instance type. So in the AWS, that's called instance type. Here it is called machine configuration or maybe machine family. So here, by default, here they're picking E2 medium is a machine type. Okay, so machine type is by time I'm using E2 dot medium or hyphen medium. This is the machine type we are using here. Otherwise, you have to choose some other else. You can choose whatever you want. E2 micro also they have. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing, there's a lot of options they have, but obviously we are launching the we are launching the instance. The minimum requirement is we need an image. Here, guys, by chance, name of the image called boot disk. In the AWS, that's called AMI, but here it is known as boot disk. Boot disk. So let me change. So multiple disks they have. Okay, you want Debian, you want Red Hat, Fedora, Windows, what AMI you want to launch. Okay, and whenever, guys, you're launching any whenever launch any OS, you need image, plus you also need one storage. The storage is called root storage, here called boot disk. Okay, so we need boot disk type and size. Let's say 10 GB, for example. Or boot device name, or the boot device image name, I can say. Let me use Debian for that. Whatever they have by default, Debian. Okay, so these are the things we require is a minimum. And guys, when you launch any instance, obviously this instance, you have to put this instance in some network. If you don't put in the network, how you can connect? Because this instance will be there in the AWS data center. If you don't attach the network from here, how can you connect? Okay, so here in the management part and the networking part. Okay, so guys, here they have created a default network for you. So anybody who know about cloud, and I think we have provided some AWS cloud to you, talk videos to you. In my initial class, I have talked about VPC. Okay, so in AWS, they have created a default VPC. Same thing, we have VPC here, and they had created a default VPC for you. Okay, so the VPC name or the network name is same thing. They've created with the name called default. Default is a name here. But if you want to create, you know how to create, you can go and create and give and use your name. But it's compulsory, right? In compulsory, in any of the cloud you go, when you launch any instance, you have to put instance in some of the network. Okay. In some cloud, if you don't select, they automatically select default. But in some cloud, it is compulsory to give the name. Okay. For example, if you go to AWS, if you don't select, they will auto select default. But in GCP cloud, I believe if you don't select, okay, they might give you error, and they say you have to tell me which network you want to put your instance. Okay, so cloud to cloud, the default setting vary. Okay, default setting vary. So just look on those cloud practically, okay, and see what default settings there. I think in GCP cloud, you have to be specify, especially in Terraform code, which network you want to put your instance on. Okay, so these are the guys multiple information we have collected. Now what we have to do, we have to convert this information into the uh, into the Terraform code. Okay, how? Obviously, I go to this resource and check the keywords. Okay, so I'll go down, I can check the attribute reference and check, do you have any way to give the name. Okay, so just go down, you can find keyword with the name called name. So 1 minute guys. So 1 minute. Yeah, no, here it is. They should have let me search with Control F name. Even though guys here they give you an example, so let them search. Take this example from here only. Okay, so they have the example, or even though otherwise you can go and search. You guys know how to search and use it. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just selecting this code and putting here. And accordingly, according to us, I want to launch OS, let's say with the name this one, my machine type. I had a plan to use what is say medium only. My zone here, I want to use Mumbai. Okay, and by chance we know the name of the Mumbai region is this one. But if you don't use a zone here, so they will go and pick default zone, whatever you said. Okay, so if you don't use zone, that's okay. They auto pick a default zone that is say Mumbai one. but for this instance, you want to use different zone, you can use it. So if it will override your default setting. So you can think in this way. Okay, so zone we have put, and you want to give some name of the so called tags. You can give some tags also. This is called labels, kind of things. Just if you want, you can give. I don't require. So I think this information, let's say this is enough or not. Okay, technically you can go to this document and check which are the keyword is compulsory. Does service account is compulsory? Does network interface is compulsory? Does boot disk is compulsory? Okay, because this is just an example. So go to argument and check does boot disk is compulsory. So they say yes is required. But in my code, I haven't used boot disk. So it means if I run my Terraform code, they give the error. But in my code, I use machine type require and I use it. So there's no error of machine type code. So let me check, because Terraform is not created by us. So these guys know better which is compulsory. So let's say what Terraform is talking about. So let me run the Terraform plan. Okay, a lot of error come up. Okay, one of the error is coming up. They're talking about account ID is required. Account ID is required and has no definition was found. So what is account ID here? So machine type is not expected here. Answer for argument. Zone is, I don't know why this error come. Look nice. 1 minute. I forgot something here. Curly braces close. Nothing. Let me use plan. Always give that right. Account ID. Just look right. Let me take the code from here. The same kind of code only. They say the resource account ID and display service account. Okay. I don't know why they're asking account ID, but let me do one more thing. Okay, normally guys, we can put our account ID here, or what can we do? There's one command line of Google Cloud. You know, AWS, we have a command called AWS. Same in Google, we have a command called Google Cloud. Command line. Okay, so what I'm doing here, if you search for Google CLI command, if you search this name, there's one link come up for Google HDK command line. Okay, go here, and I'm setting guys in my local workstation this HDK. And if you go down, you can find install HDK, and some link you find, you can go and download a software. So for Windows, Mac, and Red Hat. So just click here, download the software for Windows, and double click, right? Install it. After install, it is pretty simple, nothing special here. Just click and install. And after you install, in your Windows or your respective OS, one command line come up called Google Cloud. It's called G Cloud. Okay, and this is a command line. So the way you use a cloud graphically, you can use the cloud in command line. So like in AWS, we have AWS command, something like this. But for first time, you do first login. And for this, we have a command called G Cloud init. So this command will help you to log in your base operating system, in my case, Windows, right, in the command line. So we can run all the Google Cloud from the command line. And why I'm doing so, in a minute, I will explain you. In my case, I have already logged in to this account. Okay, but let me reset this. I click one. In my case, in your case, it will ask you to create new configuration. In my case, let me put one. Okay. They try to check the connectivity for login. Okay. They check which account you want to use. So either can create a new account. If you already have the account, just give the name. In my case is one because I already log in here. Okay. And here they're asking which project you want to work on as a by default project. So I already selected this project in my Terraform code, but same thing I'm telling to my base system that I want to use this particular project. Okay, that's all, guys. It configured in your local system. Why I'm doing so? So lots of information, guys, set in your base system, and let's say this is the same system that you want to work as a that you want to use as a workspace for the Terraform. So if Terraform need any information about your project name, about your account ID, other details, rather than you, if you go to the Terraform code, rather than you manually type like this, you can also Terraform automatically pick from here. See, something like this that we had done in AWS also, right? So in AWS also, Terraform pick a lot of information from a local system. Okay, that's what I have done here, and that was the error is all about, I believe. Okay, now this setting I done in my base Windows, same Windows, I have configured Terraform code. Okay, now if I run my Terraform apply command, also plan command first. Okay, again they're talking about account ID is required. I don't think so. Now they require account ID. Why they asking the account ID? It should not require. So even though they are saying machine type is not expected here. 1 minute, please. I don't know why they're asking. 1 minute, let me. Technically should require. 1 minute, guys, please. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why. From where I copied this, I given wrong name, guys. That's what, guys. This so much errors keep on coming. Okay, I'm so sorry. Somebody help me here in Q&A. Thank you very much. It is a Google Compute instance. I'm sorry. I don't know. I copied from here. I believe this is the name. You know, Google Compute instance. My keyword is this one. I don't know from where I copied. It is the name. Right? Obviously, this is a different name. So this is a different have a different requirement. Obviously, I copied the wrong resource name here. Okay, so that was the actual challenge. Okay, that's why I was surprised because normally this key also contains your account ID, this file. So I thought, I don't know why they're not picking from there. Even though let me show you this key normally contain. So if you open this file, I think they normally contain, you know, project IDs and account IDs. So they cover, they have a lot of things. So that's what I was surprised here, why they're asking again. So technically, you don't require to guys do Google Init. You don't require. They have everything in this file. Okay, the challenge was I given the wrong keyword. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Somebody in the Q&A help me out. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's do again. And if I run the Terraform plan, obviously error will come, but not these error what was coming right now. I'm so sorry guys, hold for a second. Now guys, this error come. This is that word always. They say here you require two arguments, this argument, and obviously this is what I already told to you. According to our argument reference, they say boot disk is compulsory, and they also say network interface is also compulsory. Network interface is also compulsory. Okay, so that's what we have to do. And obviously logically also guys, if you're launching any instance without the boot disk, like in AWS it's called AMI, here is called boot disk. How it would work. So if I click on the boot disk, this is required, and or maybe you can go in the example also, they also given the boot disk. So here let me copy the code from here. Okay, and let me paste here. Okay, so my boot disk is this one. Okay, and let me close this block. Okay, so this block close here, this block close here, and this block close here. Okay, and here we are using this image. And if you want to see the all the image name, there's a command in Google Cloud, also G Cloud. You can find all the images they have, or you can go to their document of GCP. They will tell you all the images they have, or boot disk there. Okay, let me again run my Terraform plan. Now error will change. Now say it is network interface is required, and obviously these are the things we have collected already. So we require this boot disk image, and plus we also require network. Because network is the one who will connect the network card, and network card is the one who will connect to your default VPC or default network. That's what they're talking about. Tell me network card, which network card you have and where you want to connect. Okay, so here they have example also. Let me pick this example and paste it. Okay, close. So I want my network interface to be connect in my instance, and that in network interface will connect to default VPC or whatever VPC guys you have already have. That's what I want to connect. Okay. Now if I go for Terraform plan again, now everything worked good, clean. There is no error, and it has been constructed the way I wanted it to be constructed. And obviously, finally, you want to check, you do the apply command. So apply will again run your plan, and now this time they are created. Okay, and they say by chance this resource, right? This zone is not available. Okay, so this zone is not available. Maybe my zone name is different, or maybe some of the service not work in all the zones. Okay, so that was they're talking about, but in our case, okay, our zone name is Asia-South one. What I use Asia-South one only. I don't know why they have not supported, or maybe the ID might be different. Just go and see the document of GCP. They might give you ID. What I'm doing here to make it straightforward, let me select. Actually, you know what, a small mistake I did here. I use zone. Okay, and zone name is this one, AP South one happens. Okay, so I given the wrong name, obviously happens South. The keyword is not region, keyword was zone. Okay, so zone name is Asia-South 1. So just go for this document or a GCP document, you will find the right name. Okay, so this is the zone name that was challenged. Now again, let me apply. And so one more thing, guys, when you run the plan command only check what exactly you're doing, what changes we are going to add. Okay, but let's say here, if you say I want to use this image, plan command never go and check this image is available. Plan will tell, okay, according, I check the syntax, I check all the required keyword, I check what a change we are going to do. That's all. But when you start applying, then they go there and check, does this is available or not, this zone is available or not. And if the thing that is not available, then they throw there. That's what is happening here. So when I done apply command, then apply command go and check what a reason you're asking. Syntax wise you're right, but this name is not available, so they throw there. Okay, so now guys, they are start creating, and what you will see, what you will see, let me cancel this from graphical. You'll see in your project, okay, this instance auto launcher, and this is what I exactly selected. This is zone, this name, this IP address automatically come up because I selected default network. So this is a network range on my default network, and they're launching and they're still creating. According to them, they have done the part, and soon you will see this will be added. So technically, this is the same kind of concept we have seen in AWS. Same thing we'll see in Azure also. Only difference is the way they have configured the cloud platform. So there's a different way to manage the things. There are different way as a default settings. That it is according to Terraform also give us a different keyword over here. Okay, so if you know the concept, approach, go to document, read the document. They will give you the clarity what argument is compulsory, because this is not compulsory done by Terraform, because GCP has done boot days compulsory, GCP done network compulsory. So Terraform guys learn GCP, understand the platform, according they create a plugin for the Google. Okay, so it is good thing, guys. Understand one thing. It's good thing. A lot of homework Terraform guys has done for us. We just focus in the document and whatever I require. It is just like a declarative language. We declaring I want this zone, I want this name, I want this machine type. So the way I'm writing the code is what we're declaring. That's the reason, guys, Terraform is known as declarative language. And finally, you see here it has been launched. Okay, the detail of this OS cover. And now how you want to use that will be your choice. And obviously you want to destroy this infrastructure, even though there's nothing very complex here, but you guys know with your destroy command to destroy this infrastructure. Okay, so this is the one thing. One more thing I just want to tell you guys about the destroy. Okay, if you see in the help of this destroy command, they have a lot of help. Okay, but let's say you have a lot of resources. Right now I have only one resource. Okay, resource one, resource two, the way I have seen in last practicals also. But if you want to destroy the entire infrastructure from this code, you can run destroy command. But if you want to destroy specific resources, only to destroy, for example, this resource name is OS1. So we can give our resource name, that resource name, to delete that one. Okay, for this, there's a keyword called target equals to resource. So give your resource name with their value, right? So that will be deleted if you want. Obviously, guys, if the one resource depends on other, so other resources will be deleted or they fail. So there's a different point. Okay, so operation will be limited to the resources and its dependencies. So that will be also been deleted. So if you have this requirement, you can go for this operation. Right now I have one single, so let me go for destroy. Okay. Again, the concept is state file, everything is same. So they are picking the state file only, and from there they're destroying. And now they are very clear here because they know Google Cloud. So they know in this project name, this one, in the zone, Mumbai, instance service, OS1, they're deleting. But guys, you see, run the same Terraform distro command in AWS. Okay, they will give you maybe different thing because they know about the cloud, how they're managing the things, right? And it will be destroyed for us. So that's all, guys, about GCP cloud. We'll see lots of further practicals also in GCP, but it is a kind of introductory class. Just try to link with your older knowledge of Terraform, plus how to plan step by steps, plus GCP knowledge. Even though I try to take the class in such a way, even though you are new in GCP, you will understand how the thing work. But I highly recommend go to the videos. They are covered lots of advanced and basic concept of GCP. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll see more practicals in GCP. Then after become comfortable, we'll try to go for Azure. Then you become more comfortable. Then I'll show you how to integrate these three cloud together in one code and what kind of use case they solve. That's called multi-cloud use cases in strategy. We will also see in the future classes. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Any questions if you have, you guys can ask. Get some more days access to GCP video. Lalit, if you can ask those things to our team, they definitely help you. Yes, Saswant, we also discuss about like in Ansible, we have Ansible Galaxy. In Terraform also we have something where you can go use it, pre-created modules, or you can also contribute. How to use, how to contribute there, I will discuss in my upcoming class. Yes, Pankaj, Terraform can be integrated with Kubernetes also. I'll try to discuss this point. I'll try. Okay, how to integrate with Kubernetes. So guys, I'm trying to pick some questions here and there because there are multiple randomly this will come up. So guys, 1 minute please. Why there's a parameter in boot disk? Okay, again, it is a way the the Terraform guys planned. One of the reason maybe when you pick the uh, you know image name, there also the time you also decide what is the size of the image as a root disk you want to use. Okay. That might be reason why they have initial parameter. But better would be you can go just go and check that document, and they will give you more clarity what extra keyword gonna come. Okay, one of the keyword might be come inside this box. Might be just go to document here. Is is uh, is the size of the root disk, the way I explained to you in graphical way. Might be the part of this block. Otherwise, just go to document. They give you more clarity. But they have a blog. It always means they will have more keywords. That is the meaning why they have blog. Yes, Prithvi, there is TF state file. Technically, the core concept of Terraform is always the same. Okay, what I mean by this? So if you run dir command, you have the state file. So Terraform core concept is the same. They will maintain the state file, whatever there the current or the desired state, they maintain the way it is there in AWS also, or maybe in other cloud also you see same thing come. Can you show some back to Ansible? Guys, understand one thing. This is a Terraform class. As such, they know meaning to have Ansible. But I, in my last class, I explained you where Ansible fit, right? So you can use provisioner. That's called local execute. After instance launch, we'll pick the IP of that guy and ask Ansible playbook to run on those inventory. So concept wise, I explained to where Ansible fit, but there's no technical meaning to have Ansible here. Tags, Rashmi, we always have almost in all the cloud. Whenever you launch any instance, they give a tag. Like in AWS also, we have a tag there. Name of the OS. Those are also the tags. Tag is very useful in managing, searching, and if you know anything about dynamic resource management, maybe if you work on Jenkins or maybe Ansible, so tags is very useful to have in the cloud, right? But a technically tag is not compulsory, but if you want to give always a tag means data center is Mumbai, team is team one. So these kind of tagging you can do on your resources. Okay, that's what they have given as example, but it's not compulsory to have it. Yes, modules we'll discuss there is soon, right? Modules will cover in very detail in upcoming classes in Terraform. Yes, Suresh, without Terraform also we can integrate AWS, Azure, or GCP. Nothing is technical here. Everybody has their own API, whatever language you know, Python, Java, you can write the code. But there you have to write entire code yourself. You write the steps. You have to write your plans. Means launch this one first, then this one second, then this one third. This one is dependent on this one. Check conditions. so, so we can create your own personal platform or code where we can integrate all the clouds by our platform. Okay, but Terraform makes things very simple, the way I explained to you already. So a lot of things they have planned for us. Okay. So yes, Akshara will discuss. There's some concept that we can. No, actually, you're asking different things. I thought, example, using Terraform databases will show you, right, how you can automate databases also with Terraform. I have some example. Will show you. Yes, Jay, so we can do VPC pairing also. Is not a great deal. If you know the concept of VPC, if you know how to create VPC, if you know how to do pairing into different VPC, same flow right in the code, that's all right. So if you want, I'll try to take some example of this level also, but there you should know how VPC subnets and those will work. So I'll definitely try to take this example also, how to write a code for those. Yes, Krishna, we can integrate Terraform with OpenStack. There's a great uh, support of OpenStack. OpenStack is a private cloud, and even though some months back I did one training on on hybrid cloud, where I take OpenStack also as a part of my program, and then I show you how OpenStack works and how Terraform can integrate with OpenStack. So working fine. Nova service, Keystone service, right? All the service working very cleanly with the Terraform. Amit, actually, workspace is like a folder only. Here I'm using a word called workspace. Workspace is a folder only, and when it's folder, you can create your file system. Means it's created structures. We'll see when we start working on modules, we'll create multiple folders to properly plan our folder structure. Okay, but here workspace, I mean to say file system only and folder structure only. Any workshop in Prometheus and Grafana? Prometheus, you're asking. Raj, definitely, I love to have the workshop. I'll definitely uh, plan to have one workshop in Prometheus, or maybe Prometheus with Grafana. Will definitely do. Zenis, actually, I don't know why you haven't get the chance to part of summer program, but summer program we have a lot of constraint, so we don't allow with some age, with some restriction, uh, and so multiple restriction we have for multiple and multiple for multiple criteria I can say. So we are very much constrained in in the registration of summer program, right? So I don't know if you are not getting chance of summer program, so maybe you're not fitting in some of the constraint or the policies we have. So I'm just trying to yes, Pradeep, you can integrate Terraform with Jenkins pipeline. I highly recommend, if you know Jenkins or Jenkins pipelines, we have a Terraform plugins there. Okay, if you remember, if you was part of my Jenkins training, there I show you how to use dynamic dynamic nodes, right? So what can Terraform will do? Terraform will, I show you the example of Kubernetes or Docker. Dynamically, they launch the container report. Same thing, you can take the help of Terraform. Terraform will go run this code. They launch the instance on the cloud. And after the instance launch, they automatically connect those instances to master node as a slave node. And you can run your workflow there. Okay. So some kind of this spectacle also you can achieve with Terraform Jenkins pipeline with the help of Terraform. From where they're getting those images, I don't know, Rashni, which images you're talking about. But if you're talking about this cloud image, so they have their own repositories. They pick all the OS instances image there. Like in AWS, we have a AMI repositories. Same, they have the boot disk image repositories. Yes, Ganesh, you can provision OpenStack on the public cloud, right? So there's no challenge, but obviously there's no meaning of Terraform. Terraform only create the base infrastructure for you. For launching the OpenStack, you can use Puppet or Ansible, because OpenStack is a one kind of software, I can say. So for this, we need configuration management too. So we can write a playbook for Ansible, or manifest file for the Puppet to launch the OpenStack cloud anywhere, maybe in the public cloud also. So that's all, guys. I'll pick multiple questions here, but in upcoming classes, lots of more concepts we're gonna see. Any other further query will be solved in the upcoming classes. That's all, guys. Bye. See you. Take care. Good day. Good night.